What is up, my beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of my podcast. Today, I'm going to be reading from one of my favorite books, which I think has a lot to teach you and has been very influential on me. This podcast episode is going to be in English, primarily. After I'm done with the reading, I'm going to circle back to some of the parts that I think might be useful for you to review and to talk about. So as I'll be reading, I'm going to underline some of the things that I feel like I should get back to and explain some of the more difficult words or cool phrases or just things that I find interesting and I think you should learn. Just a quick disclaimer, I'm not, well, how do I put this? My English is not perfect, okay? So I might make some mistakes when it comes to pronunciation every now and then, sem tam, občas, every now and then, but that does not matter. I'll try to enunciate, right? Right now, I'm speaking in a way, so that you can understand me. I'm not trying to show you that I can speak very fast and, sound like a fucking native. That's not my goal right now. I'm not trying to show off. So, yeah, without more... what do they say? Without any further ado, bez dalšího zdržování, bez dalších keců, let's get right into it. The name of the chapter is Domestication and the Dream of the Planet. Before I start reading, I should probably say that this is kind of what I would label a self-help book, something like that. The book talks about some ways to look at life. For example, how you should never, or how you should be mindful of the words you use, or for example, how you should never make assumptions about people, or how you should never take things personally. So it's that kind of a book, okay? Just for you to know. And this is from the beginning. Domestication and the Dream of the Planet. What are you seeing and hearing right now is nothing but a dream. You are dreaming right now in this moment. You are dreaming with the brain awake. Dreaming is the main function of the mind, and the mind dreams 24 hours a day. It dreams when the brain is awake, and it also dreams when the brain is asleep. The difference is that when the brain is awake, there is a material frame that makes us perceive things in a linear way. When we go to sleep, we do not have the frame, and the dream has the tendency to change constantly. Humans are dreaming all the time. Before we were born, the humans before us created a big outside dream that we will call society's dream, or the dream of the planet. The dream of the planet is the collective dream of billions of smaller personal dreams, which together create a dream of a family, a dream of a community, a dream of a city, a dream of a country, and finally, a dream of the whole humanity. The dream of the planet includes all of society's rules, its beliefs, its laws, its religions, its different cultures and ways to be, its governments, schools, social events, and holidays. We are born with the capacity to learn how to dream, and the humans who lived before us teach us how to dream the way society dreams. The outside dream has so many rules that when a new human is born, we hook the child's attention and introduce these rules into his or her mind. The outside dream uses mom and dad, the schools and religion to teach us how to dream. Attention is the ability we have to discriminate and to focus only on that which we want to perceive. We can perceive millions of things simultaneously. By using our attention, we can hold whatever we want to perceive in the foreground of our mind. The adults, I don't know. The adults around us hooked our attention and put information into our minds through repetition. That is the way we learned everything we know. By using our attention, we learned a whole reality, a whole dream. We learned how to behave in society, what to believe and what not to believe, what is acceptable and what is not acceptable, what is good and what is bad, what is beautiful and what is ugly, what is right and what is wrong. It was all there already, all that knowledge, all those rules and concepts about how to behave in the world. When you were in school, you sat in a little chair and put your attention on what the teacher was teaching you. When you went to church, you put your attention on what the priest or minister was telling you. It is the same dynamic with mom and dad, brothers and sisters. They were all trying to hook your attention. We also learn to hook the attention of other humans, and we develop a need for attention which can become very competitive. Children compete for the attention of their parents, their teachers, their friends. Look at me, look at what I'm doing. Hey, I'm here. The need for attention becomes very strong and continues into adulthood. The outside dream hooks our attention and teaches us what to believe, beginning with the language that we speak. Language is the code for understanding and communication between humans. Every letter, every word in each language is an agreement. We call this a page in a book. The word page is an agreement that we understand. Once we understand the code, our attention is hooked and the energy is transferred from one person to another. It was not your choice to speak English or Czech. You didn't choose your religion or your moral values. They were already there before you were born. We never had the opportunity to choose what to believe or what not to believe. We never chose even the smallest of these agreements. We didn't even choose our own name. As children, we didn't have the opportunity to choose our beliefs, but we agreed with the information that was passed to us from the dream of the planet by other humans. The only way to store information is by agreement. The outside dream may hook our attention, but if we don't agree, we don't store that information. As soon as we agree, we believe it, and this is called faith. To have faith is to believe unconditionally. That's how we learn as children. Children believe everything adults say. We agree with them, and our faith is so strong that the belief system controls our whole dream of life. We didn't choose these beliefs, and we may have rebelled against them, but we were not strong enough to win the rebellion. The result is surrender to the beliefs with our agreement. I call this process the domestication of humans. And through this domestication, we learn how to live and how to dream. In human domestication, the information from the outside dream is conveyed to the inside dream, creating our whole belief system. First, the child is taught the names of things: mom, dad, milk, bottle. Day by day, at home, at school, at church, and from television, we are told how to live. What kind of behavior is acceptable? The outside dream teaches us how to be a human. We have a whole concept of what a woman is and what a man is. And we also learn to judge. We judge ourselves, judge other people, judge the neighbors. Children are domesticated the same way that we domesticate a dog, a cat, or any other animal. In order to teach a dog, we punish the dog, and we give it rewards. We train our children whom we love so much the same way that we train any domesticated animal, with a system of punishment and reward. We are told, "You are a good boy," or "You're a good girl," when we do what mom and dad want us to do. When we don't, we are a bad girl or a bad boy. When we went against the rules, we were punished. And when we went along with the rules, we got a reward. We were punished many times a day, and we were also rewarded many times a day. Soon, we became afraid of being punished, and also afraid of not receiving the reward. The reward is the attention that we got from our parents or from other people like siblings, teachers, and friends. We soon develop a need to hook other people's attention in order to get the reward. The reward feels good, and we keep doing what others want us to do in order to get the reward. With that fear of being punished and that fear of not getting the reward, we start pretending to be what we are not, just to please others, just to be good enough for someone else. We try to please mom and dad. We try to please the teachers at school. We try to please the church. And so we start acting. We pretend to be what we are not because we are afraid of being rejected. The fear of being rejected becomes the fear of not being good enough. Eventually, we become someone that we are not. We become a copy of mama's beliefs, daddy's beliefs, society's beliefs, and religion's beliefs. All our normal tendencies are lost in the process of domestication. And when we are old enough for our mind to understand, we learn the word no. The adults say, "Don't do this and don't do that." We rebel and say, "No." We rebel because we are defending our freedom. We want to be ourselves, but we are very little, and the adults are big and strong. After a certain time, we are afraid because we know that every time we do something wrong, we are going to be punished. The domestication is so strong that at a certain point in our lives, we no longer need anyone to domesticate us. We don't need mom or dad, the school or the church to domesticate us. We are so well trained that we are our own domesticator. We are an auto-domesticated animal. We can now domesticate ourselves according to the same belief system we were given, and using the same system of punishment and reward. We punish ourselves when we don't follow the rules according to our belief system. We reward ourselves when we are the good boy or the good girl. The belief system is like a book of law that rules our mind. Without question, whatever is in that book of law is our truth. We base all of our judgments according to the book of law, even if these judgments go against our own inner nature. Even moral laws, like the 10 Commandments, are programmed into our mind in the process of domestication. One by one, all these agreements go into the book of law. All these agreements rule our dream. There is something in our minds that judges everybody and everything, including the weather, the dog, the cat, everything. The inner judge uses what is in our book of law to judge everything we do and don't do, everything we think and don't think, everything we feel and don't feel. Everything lives under the tyranny of this judge. Every time we do something that goes against the book of law, the judge says we are guilty, we need to be punished, we should be ashamed. This happens many times a day after day, for all the years of our lives. There is another part of us that receives the judgments, and this part is called the victim. The victim carries the blame, the guilt, and the shame. It is the part of us that says, "Poor me, I'm not good enough. I'm not intelligent enough. I'm not attractive enough. I'm not worthy of love. Poor me. The big judge agrees and says, yes, you are not good enough. And this is all based on a belief system that we never chose to believe. These beliefs are so strong that even years later, when we are exposed to new concepts and try to make our own decisions, we find that these beliefs still control our lives. Okay, I think that's enough for right now. What did you think? Let me know. Send me a message how much of this you've been able to understand, okay? Listen, by the way, it's okay if you do not understand everything. That's fine. If you know what the passage was about, if you were able to understand 50, 60, 70%, that's perfect, okay? That's fine. So what was this about? It was about the fact that people dream a lot. They create artificial ideas in their head, and then they pass these ideas to their children, right? And this process is called domestication. And the domestication creates your own judge in your head, which is a paradox, right? And your own victim. And I think that the important thing to take from this, to learn, is to realize that, as the book said, you never chose this dream of the world. You never chose what you have been taught. You never chose what your parents told you is good or bad. And now the lesson is to realize that and to readjust. Okay, so let's go through the passage and take a look at some interesting things. Byla tam teda řeč o tom snu té planety. The dream of the planet includes all of society's rules, beliefs, laws, religions. Co je tady důležitý? Slovo include. Include znamená zahrnovat, jo? Takže zahrnuje všechno to možný. Společnost se píše society, to slovo tam taky zaznělo hodně, a vyslovuje se society. Society, ok? Není to society, ale society. The outside dream has so many rules that when a new human is born, we hook the child's attention and introduce these rules into his or her mind. Vnější sen má tolik pravidel, že když se narodí nový človíček, we hook the child's attention. My doslova zaháčkujeme tu pozornost toho dítěte. Jo? Hook je hák, ale může to znamenat i sloveso, že jako někoho namotáš na něco, jo? And introduce these rules into his or her mind. A představíme tyto pravidla jeho nebo její mysli, mind. Vážení přátelé, možná jste si všimli, že jsem se tam pral s výslovností slova dospělák. A bylo to z tohohle důvodu. Můžeš si poslechnout britskou?
Adult. 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 Adult.
Takže britská je adult a Amerika je adult. Jednou provždy, dospělák, jo? Adult, tak to je jenom tak bokem. Pak je tady řeč o tom, že naši rodiče a všichni ty starší nám předávali všechny ty důležité hodnoty, ale že my jsme si to nemohli vybrat, že to nebyla naše volba. A proto o tom mluvím, protože slovo vybrat se hodně lidem plete, protože máme podstatné jméno, což je choice, volba. It was not your choice to speak English or Czech. A pak máme sloveso. You didn't choose your religion or your moral values. Stejně tak tady je ale to sloveso v minulém čase. Jak ho řekneme v minulém čase? We never chose even the smallest of these agreements. Čili minulý čas je chose a vyvolený by bylo chosen. Jo, takže choose, chose, chosen a poslední jméno je choice, OK? Čili my nemáme choice. We have no choice. As soon as we agree, we believe it, and that is called faith. A tomu se říká víra. To have faith is to believe unconditionally. Unconditionally je krásný slovo. Condition znamená ne kondice, nebo nejen kondice, ale i podmínka. Unconditionally. Bezpodmínečně. Například se říká unconditional love. Jo? Jako taková ta láska, která není, jako jestli mě máš rád, tak vyneseš koš. Jo? To není ta láska. Ta unconditional love je miluju tě no matter what. Jo? Unconditionally. Krásný slovo. Pak je tady teda řeč o tom ochočení, to se anglicky řekne domestication. A domestikujeme neboli ochočujeme pomocí systému. In order to teach a dog, we punish the dog and we give it rewards. Punish, potrestat, give rewards je dát odměny, popřípadě se to dá použít jako sloveso we reward the dog, ok? Čili punishment and reward, docela důležitý slova, které se ti budou určitě hodit. Například takhle. When we went against the rules, we were punished. When we went along with the rules, we got a reward. Byli jsme potrestáni, když jsme šli proti pravidlům, a když jsme nešli proti pravidlům, doslova we went along with the rules, když jsme jako souhlasili s pravidlama, šli jsme jakože podél nich, tak jsme dostali odměnu. No a protože máme rádi odměny, tak se pak naučíme vlastně hrát to, co ve skutečnosti nejsme. Věta. We pretend to be what we are not because we are afraid of being rejected. My předstíráme, že jsme to, co nejsme, protože se bojíme odmítnutí. Rejection. Reject je odmítnout. We are afraid of being rejected. Okay? The fear of being rejected becomes the fear of not being good enough. Strach z odmítnutí se stane nebo se přemění v strach z toho, že nejsme dostatečně dobří. Následně je tam řeč o tom, že teda my jsme se tak vytrénujeme sami sebe, že už máme svého vlastního soudce a že máme svůj vlastní belief system. Belief system je častý spojení, který se využívá v angličtině hodně. Prostě to, čemu věříš, je tvůj belief system. Tady říkají, it's like a book of law that rules our mind. Rule je nejenom pravidlo, ale i vládnout, čili vládne naší mysli. Without question, whatever is in the book of law is our truth. Truth. Pravda, jo? Když je něco pravda, tak buď může říct it is true, po případě it is vždycky člen the truth. It's the truth, znamená je to pravda a ne lež, jo? Ale zrovna tak můžu říct je to pravdivý, it's true. Byla řeč o tom vnitřním soudci. Vnitřní soudce, ten můj, co ho mám pak už v hlavě, jak mě rodiče nebo celý svět ochočí, je inner judge. Inner znamená vnitřní, jo. Když je něco uvnitř, it's inside, tak je to inner, jo. A když je to vnější, tak je to outer. Nebo v Americe se to vyslovuje outer. Takže inner, často se třeba říká outer space, jo, to znamená vesmír, prostě mimo zemi, outer, vnější prostor, doslova, outer space. Takže inner judge znamená vnitřní můj malej soudce. Máme tady poslední stránku, já to samozřejmě beru tak jako na přeskáčku, když si říkám, že by se vám něco mohlo líbit. A to, co bylo zajímavé na té poslední stránce je, there is another part of us that receives the judgment. Je v nás další část, která přijímá, receive, ty soudy. And this part is called the victim. Victim, důležitý slovo, znamená oběť. Jo? Například a victim of a crime. Pozor, neplést si se slovem casualty, které znamená taky oběť. Ale často to bývají takový ty hromadný oběti nebo oběti nějakého neštěstí. Ale victim bývá častěji, když já někomu ublížím, tak on je ta oběť. A když bude zemětřesení, tak to budou casualties, oběti. Jo? Victim versus causality. Victim, casualty. The victim carries the blame, the guilt and the shame. 3 krásné negativní vlastnosti. Blame je pocit viny, guilt je taky vina, blame je taky vina. Blame je jako, že na někoho něco hodíš, jo, kdo za to může, a guilt je ta vina, jako že si říkáš, ty vole, jo, jsem vinen, můžu za to. Dává to smysl, je v tom malej rozdíl, ale není to důležitý. A shame je hanba, nebo hamba, jo. a victim si říká poor me, I'm not good enough, I'm not intelligent enough, I'm not attractive enough, I'm not worthy of love. A to je poslední slovíčko, který si dáme tady a worthy znamená hoden. Ty víš, že worth, možná pokud jsi pokročilý student, znamená, že za to něco stojí. It is not worth it. Nestojí to za to. A když za to dáš y, tak to znamená doslova hoden. Jo? Okay, so dear friends, this is it. Yeah, let me know how you liked it. Let me know if you've learned something. Let me know if you had fun, and let me, most importantly, let me know if you want more, all right? So yeah, don't forget to rate, to give me a 5-star review or a rating on the podcast platform. Share the episode with your friends if you liked it, and send me a message, okay? Let me know. Send me a message, please. I need it. Čus, ať se vám daří, děcka, a jo, mějte se fajnově. Ahoj.